What up, YouTube? It's me again, and today we're gonna be doing a quick review, not too in depth, of the 2019 Can-Am 570 Outlander Max XT, the 2-up. So, as you guys remember, I kind of gave it a quick walk around down on it the other day. We just went riding yesterday, so they're a little bit dirty, not too bad. There's not a lot of mud right now. Um, well, I kind of want to start off with the seat first. The seat is super comfortable. It's nice, you know. The only thing I have complaints with it is that if you're riding alone, it will snap off, like on bumps or anything like that. It comes off really, really, really easily. That's the only complaint that I have on it. Like, as you can tell, you can just kind of, pull it and it just comes right off. And if you try to snap it back into place, just like that, it really doesn't snap too well. So I'm personally not liking it. I'm not a fan of this back part only. Other than that, this is awesome right here. The storage that it has, I don't know if I showed it on the last video. Right here, it's nice. It's awesome. It's decent. It's not too bad, not too big, not too small. The only complaint I would have with it is that anything you put back here will get hot because the exhaust is right there. So if you're riding for a long period of time, if you put your phone in here or water, like this, it will get pretty hot, especially in the summer. And it just clips on just like that. It just has two clips right here. Pull them back and pull them in just to open it. I like the exhaust. It doesn't sound too loud, and whenever it's idling, it sounds, pretty nice. But we are gonna get a better one. Don't know which one yet. Later on. I do like the tires. They're not too bad. If you're getting into deep mud or real nasty sticky mud, they won't work too well with it. But other than that, they're pretty good. We use it on the road, so you can tell it's got some wear. And we use it, in little trails we have back here. The suspension that it has, it's really nice and smooth. It's really comfortable, honestly. Um, the winch has came in pretty handy. We haven't used it to pull ourselves out, but I have used it to like drag things around the property here, and it's pretty useful. The only complaint I would have with it is that I wish we had kind of like a remote for it, because unless you always have two people with you, one has to press the button so it can come out, and the other one has to pull the winch so it can, the rope can come out freely. And the same thing to hook it on. Well, to hook it on, you can just hook it on to whatever you're gonna pull, and then you can just come back to the four-wheeler, and all you have to do is push in. But the taking out part is the only part that I have a complaint about. I wish it had the back brake, just like this, the lever or whatever you want to call it. I wish it had that, but it only has the back brake down there. And if I'm not mistaken, they told me this one is for all three of the brakes, front and back. So that's nice. The 4x4 comes in handy, especially whenever you're like in kind of like beach type sand. You're almost gonna need the 4x4 because the back tires do slip a lot or slide a lot. And let's see, the light, whenever you're driving and you're driving behind somebody else, whenever you press since these bikes, these ATVs, if you let go of the gas, they pretty much have like because they're belt driven, I guess that helps it kind of like brake a little bit. So you don't really use the brake that much to stop, unless you really need to stop completely. But if you're driving behind somebody else, especially during the day, that light is not too obvious to you. Like, it's not it's not gonna be like a car where you can see it better. Let's see. What else can we look at? The gas, the fuel on it, it lasts a pretty long time. I can't complain about the fuel. It's I think it's 5.5 gallons or so that it takes in, and yeah, it lasts for a really long time for us, since we only ride it for like 2 hours, sometimes 1 hour. It really just depends. The brakes, they're decent. I mean, they like I said, since it's belt driven, that kind of helps it stop, and you don't really get to use the brakes a lot, so that's not that bad. The lights are pretty nice at night. They're nice and bright, and the high beams, they really work pretty well. I wish it came like the other Outlanders with the other one, but maybe I'll do that later on in the future. On the plastics, I am using AMS oil mudslinger, and I tell you, it's one of the best products I ever used, and it's really, really good. Whenever we go get muddy or it's dirty, I pretty much just wipe it off, or just spray a little bit of water in there, and it comes right off. It's kind of like a ceramic coating for your ATV's plastics, and I really like it. It keeps it looking nice, shiny, and new. Let's see. Since it is a 570 engine, it's not gonna be as strong as your 850s or 1000s or even the 650, but the 570, honestly, it's pretty much all you need to ride. Like, if you want to have fun, plus it's a 2-up, so you can always carry a second person in the back. Check out the suspension. Like I said, it's super nice and smooth. But if you're riding it to do jumps, like if you're trying to do jumps with it, I don't recommend it too well, since the suspension is kind of pretty smooth. um it doesn't handle as well, plus since the tires are it's not lifted or anything like that. In areas where, like, for example, the trail is has a lot of tire marks, and it has that, like, dirt in the middle, it bottoms out pretty quickly. So it does hit bottom pretty quickly, so it's definitely gonna need a lift, maybe some bigger wheels and tires later on down the road. But as of now, we're just gonna keep it as is. 4x4 on the fly works well. What else? I love the hand guards. Whenever you're riding, sometimes branches can, like, hit your arm, your hand, or like the mud sometimes can make it, like, harder for you to grab onto the handle, and these kind of protect it from, like, mud hitting this area and making this slippery or uncomfortable for you. The only thing that I've noticed, and I really don't like, and I don't know if this is the programming on it, but whenever you turn it on, and wait a little bit to turn it on. Whenever you turn it on and you kind of, like, hit it like this, it kind of, like, bogs out, or, like, I don't know if it's getting too much fuel or it's too lean. That's something that I would actually want to know and find out from you Can-Am guys out there, why it does that. My Renegade is not doing that. I don't know why this one, like, whenever you go like this, like, you see how it sounds like it wants to turn off now? Like, I'm just wondering, like, that's the only complaint about it that I have. Whenever you're going over, like, logs and tree trunks and stuff like that, you kind of gotta, like, do that a lot, especially in some areas where you're kind of going up and you want to be careful. So I don't know, I really don't like that. Like, if you do that, see, that's my only complaint about it. Other than that, this four-wheeler is pretty awesome. To get access to here under the seat, you have to take off this seat, which is pretty easy. All you have to do is pull here like that, and then pull some more so it can unclip from right there. That's the clip that's holding this secondary seat, and then all you have to do is grab the bottom of the seat and pull up, and it'll come right off. um, when the summer in the summer it does get pretty hot in this area right here, so I'm probably gonna get that exhaust wrap for it. Probably do it from, you know, where it starts all the way to, you know, probably here, this edge. And like I said, I was gonna change the exhaust on it, so I'm not really too worried about it. Plus, you know, I live in Houston, so right now we're kind of getting close to the winter, so but it doesn't get too cold here, so it won't be too bad. Plus, whenever it is cold, that kind of like helps. You don't really feel the heat that bad. But that's my only concern with it right now, is that it gets pretty hot here in the summer and it makes it kind of uncomfortable to ride. But I think that's most of the Can-Am ATVs. But I think the that exhaust wrap pretty much fixes that problem. So other than that, guys, let me know if you have any other questions. We have ridden it for a couple months now. You can look back at my other video when I uploaded it. So yeah, other than that, it's, you know, it's a pretty badass ATV. I can't complain about it. It rides awesome. It's pretty fast. It is my wife's ATV now. We bought it to, you know, we bought it for both of us at first, but you know, it got boring kind of just being the one, you know, she wanted to ride it, I wanted to ride it, and we never really fully got that, like, you know, joy or experience of like just riding it and having fun, since we kind of wanted to switch off. So now this is hers. You know, she could put a friend or her mom in the back, or whoever she wants to back there. And then I have mine, and it'll just be used to, in case, you know, we have family members or friends that come over, we can let them use it. And yeah, that's, other than that, it's, you know, it's badass. I like it. Just have those little complaints, but maybe you guys out there have the solutions for it, or you know, it might not bother you. Everybody's different. But yeah, peace out, YouTube.